Hello guys, it's Major Miners here, and what you just saw was a Halo 4 Team Snipers Overkill. Now that Overkill was pretty nice. It was in my second game of Team Snipers. I don't think in my entire freaking Halo career I got a single Overkill in Team Snipers, and then I just go ahead and get that on the second freaking game. And it was pretty awesome to get that. Unfortunately, after that, I started playing fucking terribly. But it was still nice to get that in my second little game. Now, the gameplay in the background is a King of the Hill match. The game, the score I get is a 17-0 with a running riot. It's basically a perfection, but you don't get perfections on freaking King of the Hill, so they basically shaft you over. But still, you know, a fairly nice score. I'm using the scatter shot for most of the game. The scatter shot is an awesome gun. I've heard loads of people say that they like the shotgun better, but in my opinion the shotgun just takes way too long to cock, whereas the cock no, I'm joking, I'm not that fucking childish. Yeah, anyway, the shotgun takes too long to cock, whereas the scatter gun is more like an AA-12. You know, you can kind of spam bullets, and it's still pretty darn powerful. You know, I wouldn't say it's like way less powerful than the shotgun or anything, but I don't know exact stats, obviously. But it's still a nice gun. And this game in general, it's very hard for me to pin down my exact thoughts on it. I definitely like it more than Reach. That's for freaking sure. I can say that hands down. The actual gameplay mechanics of this game, you know, the way the DMR works, the way the BR works, the way the power weapon works, and even the way the Infinity Slayer works, I really like. I think it works, you know, in a pretty good way. My problems with the game are the amount of maps. I mean, you know, in the TDM circuit, I believe there's 6 maps alone, and they consist of Complex, Haven, Solace, Adrift, and 2 others I can't think of off the top of my head. And the problem is with this is that not only are there 6 maps, people will always vote Complex or not Complex, sorry, Haven. They will always vote Haven, and I've played Haven about 20 times as much as any other map. And after a while, it just seems to get a little bit tedious. You know, I like Haven as much as the next guy. Haven's an amazing map, but still, do I want to play it 24/7? I don't think so. You know, my second problem with the map is ranking system, of course. I know they're attempting to rectify this in January. And I believe they're bringing in something which is essentially the equivalent of Halo 3 ranking system. But it just amazes me with the amount of speculation and the amount of, you know, discussions. And for some reason I go into third person here. I don't really know why, but it adds a nice little cinematic view to the gameplay, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, going back to whatever the hell I was talking about. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, so the ranking system. You know, people were speculating. People were like, you know, we know there's going to be a ranking system, we just don't know what. Oh, where are they going to go? Are they going to go Halo 2? But people love the Halo 2 one, or are they going to go Halo 3? You know, the Halo 3 one wasn't, you know, wrong. And never in a million years did I expect them to just say, yeah, we're pretty much doing what Reach did, and it's going to be casual. And I'm just like, what? My mind is just like blown. It's just like, really? And then some of the maps on this game, I don't believe are up to par with some of the maps on Halo 3 or Halo 2 for that matter. You know, I think they're good. I think maps like Complex, though, however, just, you know, entire games revolve around the concept of getting on top of that roof, and then everyone's running to that roof, and then the rest of the map just feels like useless. It just feels like wasted space. This map, Adrift, I really like. Haven's a really good map, obviously. The graphics on this game are amazing, and it's something that just kept me really enjoying this game to a large extent. But you know, all I'm saying is if they're feeling the need to, you know, compete with Call of Duty, they've got to bring a lot more to the table. And that's coming from a huge Halo fanboy, you know. I was trying to find the good in this where I could. And there is a lot of good, I'm not denying that. The campaign's also really good, probably the best it's been in years. But the playlist is another thing, you know. They've only just added Snipers, they added in Team SWAT last week. Those sort of playlists aren't enough to, you know, keep people going for a long amount of time, and people are just going to, you know, trade it in, and by the time they have added in all these playlists, there's not going to be enough people to freaking play them. And it's really depressing, and I'm sure they will rectify these issues, you know, a lot of the ones that I'm having, and, you know, there's going to be DLC sooner or later, but it's just like, I just don't understand why they didn't add it in from the start. You know, they've had 3 years to work on this game, and on a mechanical level, this game just works spectacularly. The BR, the DMR, I really like. I think the DMR far outweighs the BR, unfortunately, and I was really looking forward to using the BR. As you can see, I'm using the BR here. It's fine, you know, close range to sort of mid-range, but the DMR just no recoil and very little bloom. You know, the DMR... And I hated using the DMR and Reach. I thought it was one of the worst guns ever, but I've grown to really like it on this game. It looks, it feels, and it sounds really nice. That's another pro for this game. You know, the game sounds are amazing. There's no denying it. And I knew they were going to be amazing because I'd seen all these pre-testing videos where they were, you know, outside in the actual field shooting guns. And it just sounded amazing. But for me, it just feels like this game is like almost wasted potential at the moment. It feels like they could be doing so much more to make this game better, and if there was a ranking system, my god, the longevity of this game would be 10 times, it would be tenfold more. It would just be so much more. I feel like, you know, what they need to do is also integrate Forge maps into the game. You know, maybe some Guardian remakes, some Pit remakes, some Lockout remakes. I mean, that would keep me going for freaking ever. I wouldn't go back to Call of Duty at all. But at the moment, I'm just looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and I'm thinking, you know, there's 14 maps on there. There's multiple playlists. You know, I can have a lot more fun time. I can be a lot more addicted to that game than this game. And it pains me to say that, but I've got to be, you know, objective. But anyway, this was a fairly nice gameplay. I'm still going to be playing this game. I'm going to be trying to go for gameplays. It's just I have a few issues. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll be bringing you more commentaries in the future. Bye!